you probably know me by now. I'm Valerie Kelso, and we've got a special guest on our show named Sheldon Richards. I just want to say, wish all you women out there a happy International Women's Month. I know they're saying it's International Women's Month, but technically we women have got shoulders that we have to fill every single day, so realistically it should be all year round, but at the end of the day, thank God at least we're getting the recognition for International Women's Month. And so wasn't on a few weeks ago because of the snow. So we are back recording once again every 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks time we have got an awesome young lady to close out the International Women's Month, and you will hear more from her and more from us in the coming days. So today this is Sheldon's show. And Sheldon, why are you laughing? You see what he did? He was trying to match me look, you see. He knew I had dreads and he knew I was going to wear this colour, and he decided he wanted to match me. But I was not going to match this man by having a beard on. So no, because I'm all woman. Okay. Anyway, so welcome Sheldon to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great. It's been a long day, but you know what? We're here.
And you know, Sheldon has drove all the way from Addison to come onto our show tonight. So, welcome him everyone. You can ask him whatever you need to ask him. So Sheldon, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Born and raised there. Born from Jamaican family, so I'm full of Jamaican. My mom and my dad's side is Jamaican. Lived there up until 5 years now. 5 years ago, and I moved from Baltimore to Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Lived there for about 4.5 years, and then just recently, in last September, moved here.
So if I said you want one.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because I got Jamaican parents as well. You might not sound it because I was born in England, but my parents are from Jamaica. What part of Jamaica are your parents from?
My dad is from Kingston, my mom is from St. Elizabeth.
Okay, my dad is from St. Elizabeth, my mom is from St. Thomas. You know what I mean? So I used to go to Yallis and all those bath fountains quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you've never been to Jamaica, you need to go to Bath Fountain and feel that water on your body. It's magical. It does something to your mind, your body, and your soul. You know what I mean? So I used to go there quite a lot until I moved to America.
Gotcha.
So, but last time I went to Jamaica was in 2017.
It's been way too long for me. I don't even want to think about it. I'm well overdue for a trip.
So I wanted to go last year, but I wasn't able to go.
I was trying to go, but then COVID hit. And I said, oh man, it just messed up everything.
It did.
Yeah,
So you see, we got something in common. We both got some Jamaican parents, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, and I still eat the Jamaican food. I don't know about you.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, so
I'm still looking for the best jerk chicken out here in Dallas area.
Well, it's my birthday in June, and trust me, this woman's going to be doing some jerk chicken.
Oh, come on now. Let's sit right there.
So, when I get my my open house, not open house, yeah, it is an open house over here. That's what I'm going to be doing for my birthday. I'm going to invite people around, and I'm going to do jerk chicken, fish, curry goat and rice. I'm going to make them know what it feels like to be a true Jamaican living in Texas.
Stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
rice and peas and
right
chicken.
Come on, so, that's it right there. Some fried plantains, absolutely.
Trust me, you know what I mean?
Cabbage
and carrot
and
chop up and and your okra and your what? Oh. You know, you need to, trust me, some of you better start befriending me, because when I have my open house, you're going to taste some real Jamaican chicken, and I'm going to play some Caribbean music, right? I'm going to do it like what we used to do back home in England, right? It's going to be a party. So anyway, let's get back to our show, because we can talk Jamaican
all day long, man. I love it.
Tell me about carry on telling the audience. You should never have told me you was a Jamaican. I'm sorry.
It's all good. So, like I said, born and raised in Baltimore, Jamaican family. Lived in Phoenix for a few years, moved here. I started a church in Phoenix called Fearless City Church.
Wow.
I still have the church running there, and I'll be launching a church here in Dallas in the upcoming months. put together this group, and I never expected it to take off as quickly as it did. I just did it because, you know, I thought there was a need. And I'm a person that if I believe there's a need for something, I believe if you're not a part of the solution, you're adding to the problem.
That's right.
So I saw that there was a need, I put it out there, and I did not think it was going to take off the way it did, and people gravitated to it, and it's taking its own life.
So tell the people what your group is about, because, you know, I mean, you never know, and you can tell them to follow you on Facebook,
Absolutely.
like it or whatever. So tell us a little bit about your
So the
group.
name of the group is called the Dallas Collective. As you can see, I have it on my sweatshirt here. The purpose of the group, when I first moved here, first of all, I really didn't know anything about Facebook groups or group life or any of those things until I moved to Phoenix. When I was in Baltimore, I kept a tight-knit family base and friends, so no need for really the social media world. But once you move clear across the country and you don't know anybody, you start trying to find creative ways to get to mingle with people and get to know people. And a few of my friends told me about you know, Facebook groups and different social media groups. So I joined one and was a part of it, and they loved what I was doing. They made me one of the admin or part of the administration team, and when the group kind of fell apart, they came to me and said, hey, why don't you create your own? You did great things with that other group. And I said, okay. So I created it, and we were doing that. And same thing, just like the Dallas Collective, but it was called the Phoenix Collective.
Yeah.
And when it was time for me to transition and move, and I moved here, I wasn't trying to do any groups. I was just trying to come and just really just enjoy Dallas and seeing what Dallas had to offer. And so I joined a few groups so I can kind of get in and start networking and building a base. And when I got in, I saw so much negativity.
Okay.
You know, I saw, you know, the bashing, you know, the men bashing women, women bashing men, the drama and all of the different things. And I said, you know, I asked a question in those groups, and I said, why are we so negative? Where's the positivity?
Okay.
And when I started to ask those questions, those posts didn't get much response, but only the negative ones got the response, of course.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I don't want to be a part of anything that's negative.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be in a group, or if I'm gonna be around a collection of people, I want it to be positive. I want it to be good vibes, good energy. I want to be around good people. I want an environment that breeds positivity. And if it's not that, I don't want it. So I held off on creating it, but then when I saw the need got too bad, I just said, forget it. I created it. So we started the group in November. We did our first event, our first meet and greet in December. We was about at 400 members at that point.
Wow.
Now we're in May. We just hit 1,700 members in 4 months.
That is awesome. That is real awesome. That is good.
The growth is crazy. I didn't expect it.
So who can go into your group? So
Anybody. I don't care who you are. Doesn't matter your ethnicity. Doesn't matter your race, your color, sexual orientation. None of those things matter. It's all about being positive and bringing what you have to the table. If you're a positive person, I want you in the group.
Okay.
If you have something that you can offer the people, I want you in the group. You know, I want everybody in the group to benefit from one another.
So what's the group called?
The group again is called the Dallas Collective.
It's still called the Dallas.
Yes, it's called the Dallas Collective. So everybody that's in the group, that's man, woman, it does not matter. We want you in the group because you might have something that I need.
Yeah.
And I might have something that you need, but if we never meet each other, how
are we going to know?
How are we going to know?
That's right.
So the strength of the group is the organic connections. Just being organic, connecting with people organically. That's the strength of the group. If you are someone who has a business or you're an entrepreneur and you connect with the group, I give you a day to solicit your business and to let people know what you do.
Yeah.
But in order for you to maximize the potential of your earning dollar through the group, you gotta be sociable. You gotta say hello to people. You gotta greet people. When we do meet and greets, you gotta mingle, get to know the people.
So your meet and greet, is it just in the group, or is it something that people come to, like you?
We got people that come to. So just last night we did a karaoke.
Yeah.
we connected with a local sports club, sports bar, and they had a small karaoke. They had a big building, but the karaoke was in a small room.
Yeah.
And I said, well, nobody's gonna know you guys do karaoke if you guys are doing it in a small room. So why not bring it to the main floor? And they said, well, we've never had anybody that can pack the place out. So I said, okay, if I brought a bunch of people to come,
Yeah.
would you guys consider changing your layout? They said, absolutely. So just last week we did the first one. We had over 60 people. Yesterday was part 2, and we had over 70 people. And the people came, and we invited everybody. It doesn't matter if you're part of the group or you're in the group, but because you're in the group, because you're going to know. Yeah, you're going to know. You're going to know. But they tell their friends, and then their friends tell their friends, and then before you know it, there's a huge amount of people coming out, just having a great time, enjoying each other's, company and good conversation, and playing cards, and I mean, it was a good time.
So you said that you also want to open up a church.
Yes.
Have you already got the building? So tell me a little bit about the church.
So the name of the church is called Fearless City Church. The church as a whole, because I still have it in Phoenix as well. The church will be 3 years old in October. So 3 years will mark 3 years that I've been pastoring. I'm looking at locations here. But the way how I created the group, it's almost like the church without the church. It's because church is community.
That's right.
We are the church.
We are the church.
Yes. Wherever I go, God is with us.
That's right.
He's with me. He's
and your
with
character should always.
And we carry it, right.
Yeah.
So, my body is the temple, so no matter where I go,
that's
right. I carry him with me. I carry his light. So, I created the group in such a way to where it's all about that organic touch. It's all about community. It's all about helping one another, being able to be a blessing to one another, and that's what I thought the good book spoke mostly about, was us being a blessing and caring to one another. So that's what I really based the group off of. I based it off of those same principles. And I understand I got so many different walks of life in the group. I got Buddhists in the group. I got people of the Islamic faith in the group. The group is not a church. The group is a group. That's right. But God is love. It's my job.
And it doesn't matter who you are. It's if you say you believe in God, to me, then you should be walking Christ like 24/7.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me, all this building here, everything that I do, that comes through this door, it's all based on God. And
absolutely.
I've got the Father, I've got the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And all three of them come through me, so I can do my work to help somebody else because I do massages.
Oh man! That's so body transfer. You're transferring your energy into.
And so I've always got to be on my game.
Absolutely.
So that because I never know who's going to come on my table, because I do massages for domestic violence, cancer, and then I do medical for people who are suffering with bad backs. So I can't give them, if I'm not on point, they're not going to be on point either.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I understand everything that you're saying, and I don't care who lays on my table, because I've never heard anybody say to me, Valerie, as a Democrat been on the table before me, as a Republican been on the table. All people want to know is, can I fix them?
Can you do the job?
Can I help them release their pain? You know what I mean? And I never heard no one ever go to Jesus and say, well, Jesus, I just saw you work on so-and-so, so you shouldn't have worked on them because you knew you was going to work on me. No one's never said that to Jesus.
No, they just need the job to be done.
They just want the job done.
I mean, you look at the woman with the issue of blood, she walked up on Jesus, while at the same time he was supposed to be helping somebody else who's not even a Jew. That shouldn't have anything to do with anything. For me, I don't care about your sexual orientation. I don't care anything about your religion. I don't care anything about what your ethnicity is. I don't care anything about that. I don't care about the color of your skin. All I care about is that if you're going to be a part of what we're doing, for you to love, for you to be positive, and for you to be someone who can help impact somebody else's life in a positive way.
That's right, because I've got a group, what is called Wise Women. It's just for women who have gone through issues, you know what I mean, and I try my best to empower them the best I can.
Right.
So, but it's just mainly for women who have gone through some form of trauma or have gone through something, and they just want to, if they want to go on that group and talk and let out what's inside of them, they can.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want no negativity in my group. I don't
That's
want
it.
no one who's going to bring down my spirit, because sometimes I bring down my own spirit, so I don't need no one.
I don't need help. I don't need your help to do that. Right. That's it.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing. So you said that you did karaoke, and I see that you got a brunch and some other things that are coming go. So
we work. My goal is to connect with people on different levels. So some people, they like to do karaoke. Some say, hey, can we do some community outreach things? So we've been working on doing some community outreach. I'm working on actually putting a committee together specifically to get the ideas out on wax, and then start to lay out the groundwork, and then once they lay it out, they then give us the information.
Yeah.
We drop it into the group, and then we get the volunteers, the people of the group, to come and volunteer and push that initiative out. And then we have people that just like to go out and have a good time because they need to blow off steam. They, you know, they've been home all week long with the children, with the families, and going to work has been rough, and they're saying, hey, you know what, I just want to blow some steam. And so we try to have activities, game nights, or, you know, bowling, whatever we can do to just kind of help you alleviate stress that way.
So how often do you invite people, like, have an outside activity in your group? How often do you do that? Is it once a month,
weekly.
once a week? Oh,
we try to do it weekly now.
Okay.
The karaoke is weekly now, and then
Is
I'm
it?
working on other things. So we have a day party that we're going to be doing in Fort Worth at the end of the month. We want to create ways for just people to get out. They say, hey man, I would love to listen to some live music. Perfect, let's do a day party. Let's get a live band, let's get some live music, let's get a DJ that's going to play some good music, get some good food, and you can dress up and look nice and come out and have a good time, mingle with some people you in the group who you might have spoke with but never seen them in person. And now you get to put a name to a face and actually have a conversation with them in person. And I love it. People come to this group and they don't know a soul. I know I moved in.
I know I won't be doing no karaoke because I don't know. Jimmy's can tell you I don't know what A from a B. I'm alright, Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Fun.
Right? When I start singing, everybody shut up and say, where's that noise coming from? So
you know what? I let people have fun. We've had some people who couldn't sing a lick, and then we've had some people who put on a show and a performance. Either way, I just want you to have a good time and just come out and just enjoy yourself and enjoy the people. And that's what it's all about.
I know that I can make a fool of myself, but trust me, there ain't going to be one of them.
I understand. I completely understand. I understand.
Because when I was singing in the church choir and everybody was shut up and saying, hey, where's that noise coming from?
Listen,
So
as long as you're having fun,
I bowed out.
You know, some people they don't even come for the singing. They literally come just for the fellowship, just for the camaraderie and the fellowship, and just connecting with the people. And the amount of pictures that are taken at these events, and the videos, and the people laughing and smiling and having a good time.
I'm gonna have to join your group after
Come
this so
on.
I can,
Come
you know,
on.
and see what, because I like going out. I like dressing up. You probably can tell this woman, you know, Jamaican people, we like dressing up.
We like to put on clothes. We're bossy.
Yeah, we are. We very. If you don't know what bossy is, we like to be like a stush puss, you know, like when you get.
We're stylish people.
Yeah, we are.
You know,
So
we like to dress
up. That's why you always see me dress up, because if I had to leave out my house looking away, we could not do that, right? We always had to look good.
You know, that's the one thing my mom always told me. You make sure you step out the house,
That's
you
right.
look presentable and you look nice.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what can happen, and you never know what situation you're going to find yourself in.
That's right.
Put on good clothes and underwear.
Underwear, that's what I was just about to say.
That is the Jamaican pillar.
Make sure you got
good underwears on, and good undergarments, and good marina, and good underwear.
Yeah.
And make sure you look
right.
presentable, because if you had to go to the hospital, you don't want them embarrassing you.
That's right. You cannot embarrass your Jamaican parents. You put on a tear-up thing, trust me, it's a done deal. You're not just going to get knocked over, you're also going to get beat over as well because you just embarrass a family.
It's
so
it's
it's
about
a
that
truth.
stuff. It's the
It
truth.
is. So
I grew up
that's
that
why
way.
I like to dress up and I always like to look good and everything's got to look immaculate because that was how I was brought up.
Exactly.
Just in case because I know a lot of you says, oh, you're always dressed up. That's why, because my parents are from Jamaica.
And he's strict about that. You know?
It's very strict.
Very strict on,
Yes.
on the clothes.
You know what I'm saying? Although you see him looking like this now, but if his mum and dad saw him looking like this, he would have got a box over their head. We have walked with that looks like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the truth. You know, it's the truth. But because I'm wearing the brand, I said, okay, I guess I can.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready to do my own brand. As you can see, my cup, which I'm trying to. Today we decided that we was going to do our own branding on our cup called "Don't Believe the Hype" because that's what this show is called. Don't Believe the Hype. So I know it's called "Don't Believe the Hype," and you want people to know that the things that are happening in the world right now, your group is trying to show peace, love, and positivity. Because there's so much negativity and depression and people on a road that should not even be on that road just because of what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? So is there a website, people? Have you got a website?
We're getting the website and we're getting all of these things in place now. We do have on Facebook and we do have on Instagram the group. So if you're able to go on the Facebook, you just will type in the Dallas Collective. You would find us there.
Okay.
The same thing on Instagram. If you go on Instagram and you type in the Dallas Collective, you would find us there as well. And we're working on getting the website and getting things up because, to be honest with you, the group has grown so fast, so rapidly that I'm having to now turn this into a business entity because it's growing so fast and so much resources are now being put into the group. And now when we go to different places, to eat or we just go to enjoy ourselves, because they see so many of us now, they're coming in, the owners are coming and saying, hey, can we partner with you? You know, if you can bring this amount of people and bring this amount of business in, we'll give you a small percentage back. Okay. And I said, at this point, okay. It's now the group is at a place of being monetized. Now it's time for us to now build the structure and put it in place, because my goal is by next year or 2020 by the beginning of 2024 is for us to have our own building, our own lounge that we can call our own, that we can do the things that we want to do. I want to do community outreach. I want to be able to do some fun, innovative things in the city. I wanted to be able to do GED programs. I want to be able to really truly be a benefit and a force in the community. I didn't come here. I don't believe God brought me here to Dallas just to bring me here.
That's right.
I believe there was a purpose for me to be here outside of just the church, but just being in the community and just really being an impact. And
that's how I feel, because we do computer classes, we do T-shirt, we getting ready to do all these things in-house that we can sell. You know what I mean? I've got volunteers, I've got young girls that we mentoring here, so I understand what you're trying to say. Because like you just said, I don't believe that God brought me here for me to sit down on the gifts that He has blessed me with. Right. You know what I mean? So keep on pushing. People think, well, you do too much, but I don't feel like...
it's the Jamaican in us.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. I'm a workaholic. I don't know how to sit still. And because
I do, they've glued me to this chair.
I don't know how to sit still. I'm a person that's always moving and always trying to figure out what's next. If I do one thing and it's done, I'm like, okay, what's next? What else can I attack and what else can I do? And you know, people are asking me all the time, why do you never take, I've never seen you take a day off. I've never seen you just relax. And I said, it's not in me. I relax when I die. That's when I'll get my eternal rest.
Now you see why I work so hard, because like you just said, it must be the Jamaican in me. I've got the Jamaican, the British, and now the American. So I've got three people fighting for me, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So I'm 3 in 1. So it's like all three of them are working. It's working.
And you know, I just don't want to be that person that leave anything to chance. And I don't want the what if. What
That's
if I
right.
what if I did that? No,
Mhm.
just go do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And that's really what it's all about for me. It's just doing it, getting up and being a part of the change. If I'm not going to be a part of the change, then I'm a part of the problem.
And you know, for me as well, why I push myself is because I don't want to know I die in vain, or I'm laying down on a sick bed wishing I had done, if only,
Yeah.
what if. You see what I'm saying? I don't ever want to know that I should ever be sick or something, and I know that when God comes back and he says, so why didn't you do what I asked you to do? And to me, that's my biggest, what excuse can I tell him? Well, I didn't have the resource, but he would then tell me, I am the resource.
Right. There's no excuse.
You know what I mean?
There's no excuse.
That's right.
You know, it's all faith. It's a faith walk.
It's a faith walk.
You just gotta do it.
That's right.
And you, as you walk and as you move, you'll begin to add the right people and the resources and the money will come and everything. It's all gonna come, but he first just needs to see you take the first step.
You know what I mean? Because when I left England and I came here with nothing apart from my suitcase. And over the years, in the 11 years coming up, I've been in this, actually 11 years this week, I've been in this country.
Wow.
Look at what I've achieved. And if I'm a stranger from another country and I can achieve all this just by faith walk, imagine what you all out there could have done just by taking that one step. God only wants you to put your tiptoe in the water. Whether it's hot, whether it's cold, he will make it to the right temperature that he wants you to be in that temperature at any time, because he's in control. And that's where I am with my life, everything I do, you know what I mean? I hear people tell me, well, why don't you give up? Why don't you? When I start hearing people tell me this, you cut off my list, because as far as I'm concerned, you're telling me something that's going against the grain of God that he has got in store for me.
I've had to tell that to so many people. You gotta watch the company that you keep. I heard with me being from Baltimore, I was a huge Ray Lewis fan, and Ray Lewis, you know, he's a phenomenal NFL player, but now he's become an even more phenomenal motivational speaker. And he said something that was very powerful. He said, if you show me the 5 closest people around you, I'll show you where you'll be at in 5 years. So now I look at my top 5, who's of influence in my sphere. And I'm looking and I'm seeing who I can get rid of, who I need to keep, who I need to add. Because if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. I need to now find 5 people who are ahead of me that can now help push me and get me to where I need to be. And then when I get to that top of the room again, now I gotta go find another 5. You should never be content, because God said we go from glory to glory to glory. We should never be content. If I make 1 million, I should not be content with 1 million. I should be trying to figure out how can I get to 2, and then how from 2 to 4, from 4 to 8. I should never be content. We should always be striving to be the very best version that we can be of ourselves. And too many times we settle, and we sell ourselves too short. And I refuse, as a man of God, as a pastor, and just Sheldon. I refuse to settle. I won't settle with what I make financially. I won't settle in my love life. I won't settle in any area of my life. I refuse. I've settled enough.
Talking about love life. Talking about love life. So, have you got somebody in your life?
No. I was married before. I'm still young. I'm 35 this year. I got married when I was 22. And didn't work. Okay. So, but I have 2 beautiful children out of that, and raised one, so 3 out of that union. And I've been single for a while now. I've been looking, but you know.
You see, that's your problem. You're looking, right? You know that song? You're looking in all the wrong places. You don't need to look, because you haven't lost anything. When that person is ready, that person is going to come to you. You'll know. But if you keep looking, it's like going into a store and you're looking at this, looking at that, and you're thinking, which one should I buy, which one's going to look good? You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't need to look. Sometimes just allow the Lord to lead. Right. And as a pastor, you know already, being single
It's
You
rough.
don't have to be, it doesn't have
It's
to
rough.
always, being single is rough.
It's rough.
No, it
Well,
isn't.
for me, it's rough.
Why?
Here's why. Because as a single pastor, especially, and I don't think I'm the most attractive man in the world, but I believe I can hold my own in the room. So with that, it makes it difficult because you will have those women that will just ill-intentioned
Yeah.
pursue, or it's always something. So for me, and I know me, I'm better as a husband than I am single.
Okay.
I understand. I know that about me. I feel like I'm better suited as a husband
Sheldon
than me.
Richards
than
is in the
single.
Dallas Collective. Any woman that's about 35 to 40, because sometimes a man needs an older woman, not my age, an older woman, because remember that we are 7 years to a man, so you know what I mean. So we need somebody about 35 to 40 who can steer him in the right direction. They must cook. They should be able to clean.
You better talk.
Right?
You better.
They should be able to do the things that he
right
needs.
now in the
You know what I
name.
mean? And it's not going to be all about you. It's going to be all about us. So if you feel you're just a materialistic woman, don't bother look this man up because he's a man of God, and you know what I'm saying. So don't think you're going to be going dipping into the collection plate to fix your nails, because that ain't going to happen, because I'm going to keep him in check, right? So anyway, his name is Sheldon Richards, and you can find him on Facebook or in the Dallas Collective. He's probably got somebody eyeing him up in there already, but you know what I mean. She's too scared to approach him. But remember, ladies, messenger, nobody don't need to know. Okay.
Listen, I'm out here crying because you know this is funny stuff because I speak on that, and even in the group where we talk about dating, and we have a singles division of the group where we talk about dating, and these are the type of conversations that I have with them. I say, God, hey, you guys can be private and discreet. You don't have to put all your business in the streets. Everybody does not need to know. That's between you and that individual.
That's right.
And keep everybody out.
That's
because
right.
people pray against, your potential relationships and things, and some people are trying to bring up things in the past. I'm not worried about your past.
That's
Your
right.
past has nothing to do with me. I met you right here now in the present, and the present is what I'm looking at, not your past. I can't judge you from yesterday.
So there you go, ladies. He's letting you know. So, Sheldon, what does "don't believe the hype" mean to you?
Don't believe the hype means to me. It's so many different ways you can go. That's such a good question, because a lot of times we believe the hype of what the naysayers and the negative people all around us say. We do that so often. Sometimes even our own family can mess us up and have us believe the hype of what they're saying. I told my mother, I love her to death. I told my mother, I said, Mom, before you die, before you close your eyes, I'll be a millionaire. And she said, how are you going to do that without a college degree? And I said, so many times we walk around and we truly believe the hype of what everybody around us says, especially those who we care and we love and we value their opinion. We listen to that hype versus listening to what God placed on the inside of us. We forget that small, still voice that spoke to us, that told us it's possible. You can go for it. Do it. We forget about that still voice, and we begin to listen to all the noise. And we become like Peter, who sunk in the water when Jesus called him out. You know, Jesus told Peter, hey, Peter came in and Jesus said, Jesus, if this is you, bid me to go. And Jesus said, yeah, this is me telling you to go do that thing. I'm telling you. And I had to use that description. I told somebody, I said, Peter is us. And when he went to Jesus and said, Jesus, can I do this thing? That's just what you're asking him in prayer. God, can I do this business? God, can I marry this person? God, can I go after this? And then he says, yes, go, do it. And then now we start walking, and we believe in it because he tells us, but then the noise comes.
That's right.
The winds and the waves are the people.
That's
your family,
right.
your friends, the distractions, and before you know it, you believe the hype and you begin to sink in it.
That's right.
And that's us.
And how are we going to get the money to start it? You haven't got the money, you don't know what you're doing, right? It's never been done before, right?
My mom said, how you going to do it? How you going to do it? You know, You know, because I was the first one really in the family to make 100,000. Then I was the first one to make 100,000 times two, and nobody else has made it. And those people have college degrees. And I said, Mom, it's possible. I'm defying the odds every day. So I don't believe your hype. I don't believe the hype. I don't believe the noise.
Yes.
Because if I listened to what you said, I would not have taken a chance on myself. And if I didn't take my chance on myself, I would have never seen that money. So now that I've tasted it, I want more. Now that I tasted that life can be better, I want more.
That's right.
Now that I tasted that I was driving a luxury vehicle, I want an even nicer vehicle.
Right.
Now that I tasted living in a luxury apartment, I want even nicer now. I want a luxury house. Now that I tasted going on a small vacation, now I want to go on a lavish vacation. You've tasted it because it tasted good.
That's right.
And now you want that. So I always tell people, don't believe the hype, don't believe the noise, don't believe what the naysayers say. If you know that you believe in you, that's all that you need.
That's all you need.
All you need to just believe in you and believe in what God told you, and you move.
That's
then
right.
find like-minded people that when you are in your darkest moments to help push you and motivate you and keep you going when you yourself can't see your way out.
That's right.
If you got one friend like that, oh man.
You know what I mean? You can move a mountain.
You can move a mountain because when you can't pray, they can pray for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you can't pray your strength, they can pray for you.
That's right. You know what I mean? I really appreciate you coming on our show today.
Oh man, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
And it was nice knowing about your group. Maybe, I don't know why God, I mean, this is International Women's Week, and yet you came on, and it's been a privilege and it's been a blessing. And just because it was a guy that's talking to you like this, ladies, sometimes we need that push from a man. It's not always going to come from a woman where you're going to get that push, because a man has got a different perspective on life than what we have as women. You know what I mean? And although we want to say, yeah, we're strong, we're this, we're that, there still needs to be a backbone. And that was why I says, okay, let him come on today, because I can have thousands of women coming on this show telling me everything that they've done and what they've achieved. But it's also nice to know that a man without a woman, who's getting ready to get a woman, and God is getting ready to bless him with a wife, right? That he can come on here and inspire us women, because he's inspired me today, because our path have crossed in a different way than I didn't even know what we was going to talk about, how this show was going to run today. And look at God. Look at God, and that's what I always say to everybody. Look at God, he can move mountains. So once again, thank you for coming on to the Don't Believe the Hype show.
No, I
appreciate you coming on, and I will be following your Dallas collective.
Please do. I would love to have you. I would love for you to come out.
And I won't be messaging you in private.
Oh man, that is hilarious. But
your mom's not in this country, right?
She's here. She's
in
Maryland.
Oh, Maryland. Okay.
She's in Maryland. She's in Baltimore. So I took the leap of faith. I'm the only one in the family to move.
So how many brothers and sisters have you got before?
I have on my dad's side of the family, I'm the baby. So I have one older brother, 2 older sisters, and then I'm the oldest on my mom's side with a little brother. So I have the different dynamics.
I've got 13, yeah. There's 6 younger than me and there's 6 older than me. And
so you smack dab in the
Yes,
middle.
and when I tell people I've only got 1 child, they say, you only got 1 child and you come from a big family. Trust
that's
me,
right.
after being in a big family,
you wanted small.
I only needed that 1 child. You know what I mean? But thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful and blessed week, and we will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Bye.